Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we were going to talk about this awesome game called Isaac. I'm not sure, but I might be doing either a series, like a let's play on this game, or maybe just a whole new series in general, where I take a game and really pick it apart, tell you guys what I think makes it, and, why it's successful. Well, for Isaac, we have, three basic mechanics. Alright, so we have moving, the up, down, left, right, diagonals, whatever. We have the shooting, obviously the little tears that come out of his mouth or eyes or whatever. And we have the using of items or superpowers or pills or whatever little things we come across in the game. All of these make for a very, I guess, riveting experience. It's, by themselves, they don't seem like much, They seem like they're just basic game mechanics, It doesn't sound like a fun game. But what this game does well, actually, let me tell you guys how I feel about game, development in general. Basically, we have two things in games, right? We have their core mechanics, which are the ones I just mentioned, and then we have the content. All right, so the game mechanics are just, the basic things. They're in pretty much every aspect of your game in one way or another. And then the content is basically how much you want to put over that. How much of the game do you want? So in this case, in Isaac, content would be items, or content would be different, different animations, or just really the extra things that don't necessarily make your game, but definitely add to make, a better experience. So I wanted to go over some of the first few things that I wrote down when I was taking notes on this game. Well, Isaac is a roguelike, of course, and there's no ammo, basically. He has unlimited bullets. Well, what does that mean? That means that no matter what, Isaac is always going to have a fighting chance, every single time. There's not going to ever be a point where you as a player are just like, alright, well, I'm fucked. You're shit out of luck. That's never going to happen. You have unlimited bullets. There's no way you could possibly ever be in a situation where you're just, screwed. So, always giving the player a chance. That's a big thing in Isaac. Another thing, permadeath. Like I said, it's a roguelike. Once you die, you die. There's, no going back. So what does that add to the game? Well, it makes you feel as a player as though everything that you're doing is important. Every single action, every single, taken heart, every single use of an item, that's important. It's going to further your progression in the game and possibly not let you die later. So this whole permadeath system, yeah, it makes players really think about and, be careful with what they're trying to do. Another big thing in Isaac, this is more of the content section now. Ready? So there's different room types in Isaac, as you could probably tell. There's your basic enemy, clear out the room, and then there's treasure rooms as well. So this is adding a lot of content to the game. So every time that you go in a room, it's different, right? You got your treasure rooms, you've got your arena rooms, which if you've never been in those, or if you never even played the game Isaac in general, it's where you go into a room, you get a little bit of a treasure right off the bat, and then you have to fight to survive to keep your way out, to keep you alive. On the screen right now, you can actually see a treasure room. It costs a key to get in. Once you get in there, it's actually a power-up or something of that sort, or maybe like a superpower. I don't know. So what I got in this is the hourglass. Basically, it's a power-up. Well, not a power-up. It's a superpower. I can slow down enemies for a temporary amount of time. We have sacrificial rooms, which basically means when you go into a room, you sacrifice a heart or two in order for the possibility to get, something worth it. I actually had a thought about this. I was thinking about if I were to make this game again, right, what would I do differently? And I would probably make some sort of obstacle parkour room. I don't know if that would really work in the Isaac sense, but maybe we could have a jumping, core function. I don't know. Something along those lines. Another huge thing is items in this game. There are so many items. This is what makes Isaac replayable. This is what makes Isaac addicting. If you guys haven't played this game, by the way, you need to at least check it out once. Every single time you play, I guarantee you will have a different experience. There are just a huge amount of items in this game. Everything from, changing your shooting type to giving you a pet to, making you look like a goat. There is a huge array. This is one of this game's biggest strengths, actually, is the amount of content, the amount of items that you can collect. Another big thing in this game, so we have things like mini bosses, scattered around the world, I guess. Mini bosses really do add, an extra layer to the game because they have boss specific items in them that you could only get from killing those, mini bosses. So right now I'm actually facing like a real boss. This is not a mini boss. A mini boss would be something like envy or lust. If you've played the game before, you know what I'm talking about. But each one of those, you know, mini bosses have like a character specific item. So now players know, oh, when I see this boss, I have a chance of getting this item. It makes the game, you know, a lot more, I don't want to say predictable, but it makes you feel special when you find that boss and you know what you're going to get. So you want to really strive for that. Let's see. So the next thing that I want to talk about is pets. Pets are a type of item that, you know, passively or non-passively, I guess aggressively, change the way you play. Pets, in my opinion, are one of the, you know, best parts of the game, just because it makes you feel like you're not alone in the world, and it really does change the way you look. It changes the way you play in general. So by the way, after every time you kill a main boss, you get a power up, not a superpower. A superpower is something that you use in order to, you know, further your progression. A power up changes your base abilities. In Isaac, we have I think shooting. Oh no, it's range, fire rate, health, speed, and luck. So those are like your kind of stats of the game. So luck, you know, influences what drops, you know, the better items. Strength or health obviously influences, you know, how much health you have. Fire rate, you know, the rate of your firing. And yeah, range, you know, just range, guys. Very basic stuff. Again, so the core mechanics of this game are pretty, you know, basic, but it all comes together in such a way that it all fits perfectly. It just makes the game such a great experience. All right, so another big thing about this game is it expands. It unfolds as you play. You know, there's never a point where you're like, oh, I've seen all this before, because everything is always changing. So what do I want to, you know, do from this game? Well, I was thinking about making a kind of an Isaac-like game, you know, not exactly like Isaac, but similar a bit. You know, the sheer amount of content is just unbelievable. You know, there's a million different styles of play in this game. And I was thinking about adding, if I could add one thing, what would I add? And I would probably add a 2-player mode. So I just got this item right here. Let's take a little second to appreciate this. Money equals power. I've never seen this item before in my 18 plus hours of playing the game. I've played way more than 18 hours. I don't know why I just said 18 plus. But I've never seen that item before. I don't even know what it does. I'm assuming the more money you have, the more like damage you do. I don't know. But anyways, another cool little item just to show that this game just never stops going. So yeah, a 2-player game or 2-player mode where either one player is Isaac and the other player is like a monster in the room, and you guys kind of like duke it out, or obviously just 2 Isaacs, just 2 players. You know, that we'd have to ramp up the difficulty a little bit for that, you know, just to scale for the 2 players, but I think it would be a good idea. So guys, if you agree with me or disagree with me on any of the points that I made, or, you know, want to try out this game or don't like the game, just, you know, tell me, please. Comment section down below. It's all open. You know, there's no shaming in our comment section. Oh, by the way, if any of you guys are sticking around to this part of the video and care about the little Java programming tutorial that I'm thinking about doing, don't worry about it. I'll get there.